Dinosaurs solved the problem of getting big again and again. Some became the heaviest land animals known from the fossil record. But near the opposite end of the scale, the fossil record shows something stranger. No known adult non-avian dinosaur appears to have reached the size of a mouse. Small dinosaurs absolutely existed. Some adult non-avian dinosaurs weighed well under a kilogram, and published estimates for a few tiny alveosaurids dipped to roughly 200 grams. So there was no magical line where every dinosaur stopped at exactly the same mass. The real mystery is lower than that. For roughly 180 million years, non-avian dinosaurs spread across continents, climates, diets, and body plans. Yet they never seem to have filled the tens of grams world that mice, shrews, tiny lizards, and later birds could occupy. Why is that size range almost empty? The obvious answer is fossil bias. Tiny skeletons are fragile. They are easier to scatter, destroy, or simply miss. And the global dinosaur record really is biased toward big animals. A study published in 2026 makes an important concession here. Many small species, especially around a few kilograms, may still be missing. But the same analysis shows where that explanation begins to break. Some deposits are exceptionally good at preserving small vertebrates. The Juvenile deposits of northeastern China contain delicate birds, mammals, lizards, and small dinosaurs. The Ecological formation of Mongolia also preserves abundant small-bodied animals. If those rocks preserve vertebrates far below a kilogram, the absence of truly miniature adult dinosaurs becomes harder to blame on preservation alone. The numbers need care. That 2026 dataset places the smallest adult non-avian dinosaurs around 450 grams, while other published estimates put a few alveosaurids closer to 200 grams. Fossil body mass estimates are imperfect, and different datasets can produce different lower limits. But the pattern survives that uncertainty. We have rare dinosaurs in the hundreds of grams range. We do not have a rich radiation of adult non-avian dinosaurs in the tens of grams range. Fossil bias can hide small dinosaurs without explaining away the entire tiny dinosaur problem. That is the first useful answer. The next possibility is biology itself. Being tiny changes heat loss, energy use, feeding, growth, and reproduction. Perhaps a dinosaur body simply became inefficient below some minimum mass. The 2026 study tested a version of that idea with an energetic fitness model. It asks, at what body size does an animal best balance acquiring energy with converting that energy into offspring? In living mammals and flying birds, the model comes surprisingly close to the body sizes that are most common. It also works reasonably well for turtles. If dinosaur physiology alone forced dinosaurs to stay large, some reasonable set of physiological scaling relationships should reproduce their missing tiny sizes. It did not. The researchers tried combinations spanning values seen in living amniotes. Even the combination that pushed the predicted optimum farthest upward produced an optimum around 3 kilograms. More importantly, the model still expected species below a few hundred grams. Ordinary energetic scaling can make larger bodies more favorable. It does not naturally create the missing miniature dinosaurs. That does not prove dinosaur physiology was irrelevant. The model is deliberately simple, and extinct animals do not give us direct measurements of every physiological parameter. What it does is remove one comfortable answer. We cannot currently explain the gap by saying their metabolism made small dinosaurs impossible. If a dead end like that hooks you, that is why this channel exists. Subscribe now. It only gets stranger from here. So the mystery moves outside the body. A 30-gram animal does not merely eat less than a 3-kilogram animal. It can use different prey, hiding places, plants, insects, shelters, and escape routes. Shrinking into a new size range means entering a new set of ecological jobs. Many of those jobs were already occupied. Mammals lived beside dinosaurs through most of the Mesozoic, and many were small. The 2026 analysis therefore raises a provocative possibility. Competition with mammals may have helped keep non-avian dinosaurs out of the smallest terrestrial niches. It reverses a familiar picture. Paleontologists have long discussed whether dinosaurs constrained mammals from evolving into many large-bodied roles during the Mesozoic. If so, pressure need not have operated in only one direction. Mammals already established in tiny niches could have made some routes toward extreme dinosaur miniaturization less rewarding. But this is a hypothesis, not a fossilized event we can point to. No fossil shows a mammal blocking a miniature dinosaur. Competition is inferred, not observed. It is pieced together from distributions, ecological overlap, and what happens when simpler explanations fail. Predation, niche structure, and food availability could also have played a role. The evidence points toward extrinsic ecological constraints as a class of explanation, not one proven culprit. There is another complication inside dinosaur communities themselves. A giant dinosaur began life small. As it grew, the same species could move through different ecological roles. A 2021 analysis found that communities with giant predatory theropods tended to lack medium-sized carnivore species, with juvenile megatheropods proposed as part of the reason. Those animals were far larger than mice, so this is not evidence that juveniles erased the tiniest dinosaur species. It demonstrates a narrower point. Dinosaur ecosystems contained growing individuals occupying size-based niches that would be invisible if we compared adult species alone. The 2026 paper lists juveniles as another possible source of competition, but their role at the very bottom of the size range remains unknown. Then birds make the puzzle much harder. Birds are dinosaurs. So why didn't dinosaurs shrink like birds? Contains its own correction. One dinosaur lineage did. The line leading toward birds had already been miniaturizing for a long time. Earlier large-scale work found sustained body size evolution and repeated size reductions along the avian stem, while many other dinosaur lineages became more constrained. The 2026 study highlights an even sharper contrast in the final distribution of sizes. Living birds have a modal body mass of about 30 grams. The smallest living birds are under 2 grams. That is a different body size world from almost every known adult non-avian dinosaur. And the energetic model does not require a radical physiological invention to make those small bodies possible. That suggests the crucial change may not have been that birdline dinosaurs suddenly acquired a metabolism capable of being tiny. The ecological rules may have changed. The authors connect the downward shift in bird body size with the origin of sophisticated flight and propose ecological release as a possible mechanism. Flight opens access to food, escape routes, nesting sites, and three-dimensional habitat that a small terrestrial animal cannot use in the same way. If tiny ground-based niches were crowded or dangerous, flight could have opened new routes through the size landscape. A modern comparison supports the broader idea, although it cannot tell us exactly what happened in the Mesozoic. Continental flightless birds are shifted toward larger sizes, and the energetic model predicts more small species than we actually see. On islands where some competitors and predators are reduced or absent, flightless bird body sizes fit the energetic expectations somewhat better and include more small species. Island ecosystems are not Cretaceous ecosystems. But the comparison shows that changing ecological pressure can change which body sizes a lineage occupies without completely rebuilding its physiology. Put all of that together, and the answer is more interesting than a single size limit. The exact lower boundary for non-avian dinosaurs is uncertain because body mass estimates differ. Fossil bias also means we are probably missing many small species. But a genuine gap remains at truly miniature sizes, especially in the tens of grams range. There is no demonstrated metabolic wall that made such dinosaurs impossible. The energetic model still predicts bodies smaller than the fossil record usually gives us. That shifts attention toward ecology, competition, predation, available niches, and interactions with mammals or growing dinosaurs. Mammals are a plausible part of the story, not the verdict. Flight probably matters too, but as one contributing piece, not a single proven trigger for bird miniaturization. That distinction matters. The best answer to what stopped dinosaurs from becoming tiny may be that nothing stopped them in the sense of a hard anatomical barrier. Instead, terrestrial dinosaur lineages may have found the smallest size classes difficult to occupy successfully in the ecosystems around them. And the answer to the bird comparison follows from the same idea. One dinosaur lineage entered a new ecological world. Around the rise of sophisticated flight, bird-line dinosaurs crossed into body sizes that terrestrial non-avian dinosaurs rarely reached. If you want more evidence-first dinosaur mysteries where the answer gets sharper as the evidence gets harder, subscribe to Almost Human Science. The missing mouse-sized dinosaurs are not just a blank space on a size chart. They may record invisible ecological boundaries, sizes that were physically possible but rarely worth becoming.